What's good, y'all? I kind of want to dive into a little something a little bit more sensitive, something that might hit a little bit closer to home for some people. It's about relationships. And I know relationships is such a big topic, but I really want to talk about the good people and bad relationships. And if you think that you are in that position, or you find yourself in that position where you've realized that this relationship is bad for you, but for just some reason you can't get yourself to leave it, then maybe this video can give you a little help. And if you're not in that same situation, you ain't gotta watch it, but maybe you can still learn something. So anyways, without further ado, I hope y'all know, if y'all new here, which you probably is, my videos don't use no scripts, no nothing. You feel me? Some of them do, but recently I ain't been doing it, probably for the last month or something. But anyways, no script, no nothing, speaking straight from the heart. Let's get to this message. Now, the first thing that I've realized, right? Let me backtrack. The reason I want to talk about this video is because, I was chilling on the game with my homeboy, as I normally do, right? And he was chilling with one of his homegirls. Now, normally, I just be cooling, right? We all be making jokes or whatever, you feel me? And, I be trying to be entertaining, making him laugh, you feel me? Making sure they both having a good time, right? But look, I try not to be nosy, but she was talking to him about, about like this relationship issue that she got. You feel me? And I know some of y'all might be ready to call this girl a hoe or something like that, or to clown her. But I want you to know, it's nothing like that. You feel me? I don't think it's right for us to judge like that in the first place, because we are no better ourselves. We all make mistakes and mess up. But for this example specifically, it didn't seem like that. It seemed like she was going to a dude who she could trust and felt safe with. You feel me? About things that she was struggling with. And I completely understand that and respect that. Because, I know that I've been there for plenty of girls who've been in relationships themselves. You feel me? Because whether they man believe it or not, I know I ain't ever gonna make no move with no girl who's in a relationship. But that's a little bit off topic. Let's get back on point. So she was talking about, how she keeps getting into arguments with her dude, and she keeps just feeling all of these emotions. Like it's like he doesn't care about her. He's always trying to make things more difficult. He's always trying to manipulate her, gaslight her. You feel me? Just he's insensitive. You know what I mean? Just to paint a little bit of a picture. Of course, I ain't gonna go too deep into detail because it's not my business to tell. But y'all get the point. You feel me? He's not the greatest dude.
But nah, I'm sure your bad pal Roland's just fine. Of course, if Roland hadn't been such a dumbass in the first place, you would... Whoops. Almost spilled the secret.
And I caught myself being nosy. I'm not gonna lie. And I didn't really want to, partake in that. So I ended up leaving. Like, I walked away from my little setup or whatever, right? I went up to my kitchen. Now, while I was up in the kitchen, my homeboy texts me. Now, my homeboy, I've been cool with him for a cool little minute. He knows I'll be helping people. He knows I'll be doing this type of thing. He knows I'm good with giving advice. You feel me? At least I try to be. So he texts me because, he's still working on being able to do that. You know what I mean? But anyways, he texts me and he's like, yo, you busy? I said, nah, I'm in the kitchen. You feel me? Because he know I be eating. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, bro, come here right quick. So I get back and me and her, we start talking. And she's basically letting me know, like, the whole situation and, the things that have been causing her stress. And I was like, okay. And I let her know straight up, and I'm gonna let y'all know straight up for anyone who's listening who feel like they're in that position. There's 3 questions that you should ask yourself. Mainly 2. I can think of 2 right now, but I think a 3rd will come to me, right? Don't quote me on it though. So, right now it's 2. The first question is, do you find yourself to be avoiding being alone?
Let me explain something. Even if you do rescue Roland from this fire-hawk guy, the Crimson Raiders ain't exactly along for this world. You know what? I think you deserve a little hint. My secret involves your pathetic resistance dying, and me laughing. A lot.
Now let me expand on this question a little bit, because it might be a little bit confusing for some people. Some people will get into relationships just because they have a fear of being by themselves. A lot of people run from pain that they face or traumas that they've had to face in the past and have not taken the time to heal from. And because of that, a lot of them feel hurt and like they can't do it by themselves. So a lot of people go, instead of creating a safe space within themselves, they'll go and try to source one outside with somebody else. You know what I mean? It's a reasonable coping method. You know what I mean? Or a reasonable coping method works. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Of course, there's its pros to its cons, but as with everything, it's not something that I do myself, but I can understand it. So with that being said, though, find out if that's something that you think maybe you are doing. Because if your relationship checks off these boxes, you're not happy, you find yourself not being able to trust the loyalty, you find yourself often irritated and mad at them, you find yourself stressing and anxious. If it's checking all these boxes, in the fifth and final box, if all four of them is checked, it don't even gotta be all four. If 1 out of 4 is checked, right? If they're not willing to work with you, all these things. If any of those is going on, then ask yourself, what would be the reason why I would stay? Right? If a relationship, this is kind of going off of the first question. I'm not yet to the second question, but we finna get there. Just be patient. You feel me? When a relationship is doing more harm to you than helping you, it doesn't matter if it's a partner, it doesn't matter if it is a friend, a family member. If they are hurting you more than they are helping you, if there is more cons than pros to having them in your life, they should not be there. I'm telling you this from experience. They should not be there. We don't deserve people in our lives who do nothing but harm to us, or who do us more harm than good. Because I want you to know, regardless of the person you are, or the person you were, or the person you strive to be, you deserve love. There's no question about it. I don't care what you've done. I don't care if you've killed people. I don't care if you are trapping. I don't care if you cheating on people. I don't care about nothing. You deserve love. And I'll be the first one to tell you, you deserve it. I don't care what nobody else said. You deserve love. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to feel loved. Because a lot of people will try to shame us for the things that we've done. They'll try to shame you. If you cheat on your partner, they'll shame you for it. How could you do that? How could you do that to the person? You're horrible. I could never trust someone like that. I could never be with someone like that. I could never love someone like that. And it'll start to put ideas in your head that maybe you don't deserve to be loved. But I want you to know that you do. It doesn't matter. Because a little something that I learned is, it's the people who don't have love that hurt those people, that do such things. So I've learned that when someone is a bad person, or doing hurtful things, or doing things that would consider, what other people would consider them to be a bad person, you know what I mean? I hope I put that into words right. When someone is doing it, taking away the little love that they have won't make them strive for more love. When you remove the love from somebody who is struggling, it doesn't help. It only makes it worse. It's like you have a huge fire, right? Imagine you doing a bonfire. But in order to put it out, you put cold coals into it.
This is it. The Firehawk's hideout. Be careful, friend. There are bound to be traps everywhere. See? Traps. Don't let that happen to you.
Now you think, oh, well the coals are cold, so it should help cool it down. But in reality, it's only adding fuel to it. That's how I view love. And I hope that works. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not study coals. I don't know the properties, so I hope that's right. We can use gasoline. Something cold that make a fire go harder. You know what I mean. But anyways, it's when you add love. When you show people love. And that's why I'm such a, like, I mess with Jesus. I mess with God. That's the reason why I learned to trust in him. You feel me? It's because when I'm talking to people and I do feel hurt by something that they do, my first instinct was always to lash back out and hurt them back to make them feel my pain. But when you sit back and you question, why is it that you just did that? You're going to really learn a lot about yourself. Why did I just snap back at them? Why did I want them to feel my pain? Why? You feel me? It's a good question to ask. But anyways, we're getting off topic. Let's get back to it. The reason I say all that though is because if your relationship is not doing good or is hurting you more than helping you, my absolute advice is to cut it off. If you feel like there's nothing else that can be done, if you feel like it's not giving you that growth, because don't get me wrong, relationships are difficult. Relationships will always be difficult. There's no such thing as a completely 100% smooth relationship, at least not in my own experience and from what I've seen. I'm not just saying that it's not possible, but just for most people, you won't experience that. You're going to experience trials and tribulations with those that you love. Damn. Yo. But if you don't feel that growth, because when you face those trials and tribulations with those that you love, the reason why you can overcome them is because you know that it will also benefit you. It might help you with your patience. It might help you with your just strength. It might give you that, just whatever, just mental improvement. But if you feel like you've lost that in the relationship or in the connection or whatever, it's not doing anything for you anymore. There's no reason to have it in your life. So, with that being said, I guess this is kind of question number 2. Is if me saying that, if your reaction was, there's no way I could do that, or that would be too hard for me to do. Question number 2 is why? Why do you want to hold on to something that you know is bad for you? Now this question, if you really sit by yourself in the quiet, dark place, like in your room, lights off, no background noise, no nothing, and you sit there and you think, and you keep thinking until you get the answer, you gon' go down a really long rabbit hole and learn a lot about yourself. But the reason why I'm really asking it is because it's not easy to let go of someone that we once loved.
Miss me?
It's not. No matter how you put it, no matter how many times you do it, it's never easy to let go of someone that you once loved and cared for. But it's also not easy to love yourself. It's not easy to take care of yourself. And when those that you once loved and cared for prevent you from being able to love or care for yourself, when those who you want what's best for turn around to strike you down when you strive for what you want, those people aren't ready to be there with you. It's not that they don't deserve your love or that they don't deserve to be loved. It's the fact that you don't deserve to be the one to have to be put through that in order for them to feel loved. Because we all have our limits. We all have our points where it's too much, where we feel drained. And that's the reason I'm making this video. It's because I want you to know that it is okay to let go. It is okay to rid yourself of those type of people. It's not because they're unworthy. It's not because they deserve it. None of that. It doesn't matter if they've hurt you, if they cheated on you, if they used you, if they talk bad about you moving forward. None of it matters. It don't. That's just the truth. It doesn't matter unless you allow it to matter. And don't get me wrong, again, it's hard. It's hard to let go of those that we care about. Because even though the people hurt us, we still tend to love them. All the same. Because we don't want to accept the reality that the image we had of somebody was so wrong. That the person that we thought that we were so in love with turned out to be someone completely different. A lot of times we don't want to accept it. But in order for us to keep moving forward and to keep becoming the person that we strive to be, the person that truly feels the love that we know that we deserve, we have to let go. We have to. Now, question number 3. I told y'all I was hoping a question would come to me. I think I might got one. Are you okay by yourself?
Yeah, that's the stuff. Give it here.
Would you be okay by yourself? I think is a better way to put it. See, going back to my first point, when being in a relationship, now I guess you could tie it in with, I mean, you can tie all the questions in together, but a lot of people I see get into relationships just because they don't want to be alone. And there might be a chance that you are one of those people, especially if it's hard for you to let go.
Grabbed him. Roland was getting intel on the vault and what Jack plans to do with it. You have to find him. I gotta head back to Sanctuary, keep the city in one piece while Roland's away. But first, I'm gonna teleport you into the Bloodshot stronghold. That's where they're keeping Roland. You'll catch him by surprise and have a real advantage. It'll be great. Hold still. I just moved you like 10 feet, didn't I? Sorry. Still getting used to this. Reminds me though, Bloodshot Stronghold is full of real tough customers. Might want to train a bit before you take them on. You're doing good out there, by the way. Keep it up.
So let me give you a quick little, I guess, heads up about what it's like to be alone. To let go of people that you love and to only have yourself and your own love to rely on. At first, it can be a little bit difficult. Now, of course, it will always be different for everybody. So maybe me saying it's a little bit difficult could make it 1,000 times easier for y'all. You know what I mean? It just depends on the person. Some people might find it extremely difficult. You only know until you try. But being by yourself, you're going to be tempted to, the moment that you feel lonely, there will be a temptation of reestablishing with whoever, whatever can make you not feel that feeling of being alone. And be prepared for that mentally, because it will come. I've never seen it not. But when it do, don't hide from it. Embrace it. A lot of us try to run away from our feelings. We're not honest with ourselves. But I'm here to tell you to embrace them. If you truly feel sad about something your partner is doing, don't pretend like it's all good and it's okay. Let yourself feel it. If it makes you feel sad, let yourself cry. If it makes you feel mad, let yourself let it out. Give yourself that safe space. I'm not sitting there and saying the moment your partner makes you mad to yell at them. That's not what I mean. But create a safe space where you can vent. And I'll tell you, most of us don't got people that we can rely on. So if you also feel that way where you don't got people that you can rely on to vent to, you have to create that safe space for yourself. Of course, if you got other people you can vent to, go to them. But if you don't have that luxury, you have to create your own safe space. Allow yourself to feel sad, to feel scared, to feel alone. Because when you do that, it's in those moments that you become stronger. You get the strength in order to overcome what it is you're facing. That's the whole point of letting yourself feel emotions. But again, it can be hard. It can. It can be easy too, but it can also be hard. And sometimes it can be right in the middle, bearable. You know what I mean? But I also want you to know that there's never nothing that is too hard for you to overcome. Everything that you face, if it is within you, you can overcome it. I know that for a fact. I don't care who you are, what you're going through. Anything that is within you, you can control. So if it's an emotion, something mental, something within your mind, something within your heart, anything, you are strong enough to overcome it. It's all about your willpower. Do you truly strive to overcome these things that you're facing? This obstacle that you got. You know what I mean? But again, I need to get off that topic because I could talk about that for hours. Back to the relationship thing. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay to be hurt, to feel betrayed, heartbroken. But don't let that stop you from being you. I know everyone deep down strives to love themselves. Don't give that up to avoid feeling something, to avoid being sad by going back to somebody.
Nobody seems to be around.
You deserve better, you deserve more,
Maybe this won't be so hard after
and
all.
you deserve love. But anyways, y'all, I think I'm gonna end this right here. This video getting a little bit too long, and I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. If this video was able to help y'all in any type of way, you don't gotta do nothing. You don't gotta like or none of that. I'm happy my message can get out there. Whether it's one of y'all listening, or whether it's who knows how many, right? Never dream too small or too big, you feel me? But anyways, I wish y'all nothing but the best. And if this video comes across the person that I actually ended up talking to, my homeboy's homegirl, everything's gonna be okay. Just keep taking care of yourself. Bye, y'all. I wish y'all nothing but the best, man. Have an amazing day. God bless y'all.